Bouchard from FlyingNorthAmerica.com. This is a treat. You know, we've been talking to some veterans, we've been talking to pilots, but behind every great man is a great woman, right? Isn't that the way it goes? Gloria Grush is here. Her husband's up there. Can't pull him out of that B-25 because he flew that in the war, right?
Sure did.
Yeah, and you were home.
Yeah.
Tell us about how you met. Now, you didn't meet during the war.
No, actually we met before the war.
Yeah.
I met him the month I turned 16. He was in college.
Oh, wow.
And we dated for 6 months, and then he enlisted in the Air Corps.
Oh, jeez.
And then before I got ready to leave for overseas in '44, he wanted to get married. I was still in high school. My folks said, no, she's too young to get married. So we got a 24-hour leave, and he flew home and gave me an engagement ring.
Oh, my goodness.
So we had a long engagement.
Oh, my goodness.
After the war.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wrote a lot of letters.
I bet you did.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you did. What was your favorite one?
Well, the best one was when he said he was coming home.
Yeah, I bet.
He doesn't think he's a hero, but I do.
We've been talking to so many fantastic veterans, but this is a real treat. Mr. Grush actually flew the B-25, one of the B-25s here at the show today, right?
One mission I remember, always remember. We'd taken out about everything you could take out, put in gas cans, gas tanks.
Right.
Because the 25 doesn't really fly that far. 3-4 hours usually what you get out of it. And we were going from northern New Guinea up into the Dutch southeast Celebes, which is a long ways up.
Yep.
And on the way back, all the instrument panels were lighting up because everybody's running out of gas.
Oh my God.
We had 10 and a half hours. And I can remember the tower operator at the base we're going to land at saying, "You guys are all on your own, pick your spot."
Oh, jeez.
So anyway, I landed, and about halfway up the runway, both engines quit.
Oh my.
So I rolled down the rest of the runway and right around the corner into a revetment.
You know, we always ask pilots on this show what was their most challenging moment. I don't know if you're going to top that one.
That was one of them.
That was one of them. Yeah.
And,
excellent. Let me give you
but we had a lot of real good boys get down over there.
Yeah, right.
Lost a lot of. They were only kids back in those days.
People forget about the scale of the war. You know, I mean, right now, and it's not to diminish any of the sacrifices so many brave people are making today, but when we hear the numbers that are reported back, the numbers that just the sheer volume of casualties, the numbers of people that were sacrificed in World War II, I don't know that people today can wrap their heads around that.
No, I know one place up on Okinawa, there's 4,000 Marines killed in 2 days. They finally had to bring in another division to help them out.
Right.
If you look at the devastation on some of those islands, it's still evident today. If they lose, figure if they had 100 planes, it looked great. If they lost 5 or 6, they were doing good.
Really? Wow. Wow.
We used to lose at least two planes in mission.
Yeah.
I think we lost 700 and some odd aircraft during the war.
What's the crew size on the B-25?
Generally 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
6 if you have a navigator, 5 if you don't.
Yeah. So a dozen men or so lost each mission, you could count.
Yeah.
Wow.
First thing we were taught when we got over there was if you had to go in the water.
Go in the water?
Go in the water. Get it down in the water. Don't take it on land. Because there were so many islands that had Japanese on them.
Oh, yeah.
If you went in, they'd pick you up and off with the head.
Yeah, so those rumors are absolutely true.
Oh, yeah. I had a friend that just passed on here probably 5 or 6 months ago. I've got a picture of a plane circling around his ditch plane.
Oh my goodness.
He had a brand new B-25. And the right engine went out on him. And he couldn't keep it up. Normally you'd have a rendezvous place with a PBY, which is Navy, Catalina, or something that could pick you up. And they couldn't find either they couldn't find the rendezvous spot or they couldn't find the Catalina. They picked him up a day afterwards, and he lost just the co-pilot out of that ditching.
Oh man. Now we had a pleasure of speaking with your wife earlier. You know, we said behind every great man there's a great woman, right? And what a different experience for her to be at home. What were your thoughts when you were, because you should tell the story too. Let's see if it's the same story your wife told.
Well, I used to write every day, I'll tell you that. We got so we numbered the letters because we were island hopping so often that you'd be ahead of everything.
Right.
And you'd get a pack of letters about that thick. It'd be a month and a half late.
Right.
So we would number them so we could, when we got them, we could put them in order and read them that way. I proposed to her in Belmont, Massachusetts.
Oh, you did?
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wound up with a makeup crew. And we flew in, hit bad weather in New York.
Yeah.
So we had to land there.
Yeah.
And we got down into Boston about 1 o'clock and took a subway out to Harvard Square.
Yeah.
And had a bus out to Belmont. And
nice.
Actually Lexington, because that's where I proposed to her. I wasn't going to let her get away.
How long were you in the service?
Well, I was only about 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
I was overseas 2 of it, just about 2.
Yeah.
The reason I was because I flew a C-47 after I flew quite a few missions in 25.
Yeah.
I really got interested in the 47. I could go where I wanted to, when I wanted to. And, although I was always in a combat zone, so I always had to watch out for the darn zeros.
There it is, right?
I remember trying to land at Mordor one day, and I called in for a straight-in approach, and whoever was in the tower says, "Forget it. Get out of here. There would be we're under Japanese attack." So I dropped down in the treetops and circled around the area for about an hour or so, and finally got in.
How much fun did you have seeing the zero?
Well, I've kind of forgotten it because we shoot them down, they'd go on the drink usually, or someplace. Most of the time we'd try to get the airfields before they get up. Yeah, we carried 72 of these little parafrag bombs. They're about 18 pounds a piece, 17, 18. They're built like a hand grenade. They're about that big around. And about a foot long. And you drop them in rows of 12. And you could go over a base where all the Japanese were lined up, and you could wipe out a whole string of their aircraft. By just a couple of strings of these parafrags.
You seem to enjoy telling your stories. You don't mind talking about this? You'd like to share it with
Not anymore. I did until
for a time.
For a long time. I never said a word to my family or anyone I was acquainted with. But since I've grown older, they had a lot of historical societies want me to come and give a lecture, and I go to schools whenever I get a chance. Try to tell the kids of today what went on.
What's the most important thing we can take away from it? What would you like us to learn from your experience?
Well, I guess just the sacrifice that most of the guys made. I lost several buddies over there. You'd go to bed in the tent at night and they'd have 6 there, and the next day there'd only be 3 or 4. The others would be gone.
You got to sit in the cockpit, B-25 down there. How'd that feel? Bring back some good memories as well?
I thought I was going to stay there forever.
Were they going to let you fly it?
No, they can't. I hope maybe next September we're going to get up in the 25, Confederate Air Force. I guess it's Consolidated Air Force now, isn't it?
Is it, politically correct, they changed it?
It's bringing one into their field up south of St. Louis. And they said they're going to try to get as many of us up and let us at least touch it and fly a little. So.
Were you able to give the pilot, the Texas Legends pilot, a lesson? A couple of pointers?
A few things he didn't know about.
Did you continue to fly after the war too?
Yeah, I did. I flew about anything that would fly. Because I'd go to air bases and they weren't used to having reservists. So you'd walk in and report into the whoever was in the operations room. You look at you and say, "What the heck am I going to do with you?"
But they always found something.
They find some plane.
Yeah.
So I flew. I even flew one of these 51s.
Yeah.
P-51s.
Right.
Got down here.
And, amazing.
But I enjoyed my stay in the Army.